Hello everybody and welcome back to Coding with Kenny G, and we're on episode 9 where we're finishing up the formation creator. We just what we have left to do is to save the formation, which is the actual state of the board after we placed our pieces onto there, and we need to save that into our assets folder here. It's called the asset database. Into a scriptable object that is a persistent object inside of here. So let's start. Let's check our list. Save formation as a scriptable object, and then the scriptable object contains a list of formation spawn position data. So we need to handle that logic. This is going to happen inside a script formation creator, inside actually an inspector function here, public void inspector on apply save button clicked. Here we do the logic to save the formation to a scriptable object. We need to check the board for the positions of actors, and we need to check which actor type they are. Then save each of those into a list and save it into the scriptable object. There we go. So a little bit of a recipe, but that's fine. I always do this when I code anyway. Put in comments here and there, especially for things that are just like go in sequences and you need to keep your head kind of screwed on in the right place. So first of all, we're gonna create a new instance of a formation scriptable object. So there is some, you have to follow you have to call certain functions in order to make this happen. So I just made a little note for myself here. We're gonna have to call, this is a formation object. New formation equals scriptable object. You have to call the class itself, and it has a static function that is called create instance of type formation. Then we have an instance which we can work on. We can assign data to this, but it will not be saved as a persistent thing yet. We need to save that into the asset database afterwards. But this is just a local variable for now, not saved. And then I can comment this. This is the instance of a new formation, not saved yet. Underneath there, we're gonna have a list of type spawn formation spawn position data. Spawn positions data equals new list. So all the work that we've done so far has been setting up for making this happen. So this is the list of all actors on the board once we iterate over the board and assign actors or assign data to this list. So we need to talk to the game board. And at this point in time, when we click the apply save button, we have already placed out actors. That's the point. So we need to iterate over the board, and every time we find an actor on a tile, we're going to save that tile index and which actor type is on that tile into this list. So we need a copy of our game board. So we can just I'll just write it as a var. Some people like the explicit writing of variables, but as we go through, this is going to be faster once you get used to it. Var game board equals board, capital letters, dot instance dot get board. There we go. So we can iterate. By the way, if you're unfamiliar, you can hover the actual name of the variable, and then you will see which type it is. If it's written as var, your compiler tells you what the type is underneath, just so you know. So we can iterate with a for each. We're not gonna modify the data on the board at this point, so we can just for each var tile in game board, and again we see that the tile is a var. There we go. So we need to see if the tile is occupied. If tile dot get is tile occupied, if it is, then we assign a new spawn positions data. So we are gonna create a new var, or actually formation spawn positions data f equals new formation spawn position data. And here I forgot to write the constructor, so we're just gonna do that real fast. We're gonna create a constructor for the formation spawn position data. So public formation spawn position data, vector to int tile index, actor type, yeah, tile index equals tile index, actor type equals actor type. There we go. So that is set. Now we should be allowed to create a new formation type with the data we need. So we need to get the actor that is on this tile. So var actor equals tile dot get occupying actor. Then we have a reference to the actor that is now present on the tile, and we're gonna get the tile dot get index, yeah, board array index, and actor dot get So we have forgotten to create a getter for this private field, so we're gonna do that inside the actor script. Public, and we're gonna return actor type get actor type, return actor type. There we go. So that's set. And back to formation creator, actor.get actor type. And then we have created a new data object, the formation spawn position data, where the tile array index is saved and the actor type, which is on that tile, is saved. We have to add that to the spawn positions data, so we're going to do that. Spawn positions data dot add f. There we go. So once we have iterated all the way through this list and added all actors onto this list, then we can work further on saving this actual formation. So I'm just gonna have to check my notes here. You have to follow certain code lines to actually save an asset into the asset database, into your into the assets folder. So I just need to remember these guys. And here, for now, we're just gonna write what the name of the file is gonna be in code, and we're gonna implement the whole UI interaction afterwards. So let's see here. It's Unity editor namespace dot asset database dot create asset, and here we have to assign the actual asset, and it's an object, but we can just plug in the new formation, and the path is gonna be assets slash, I never remember if it's forward or backward slash in this one, so we're just gonna have to test assets slash data slash formations slash new formation. I think that is gonna work. And then a Unity editor dot asset database dot save assets, and then we're gonna call the last one, which is Unity editor dot asset database dot refresh. There we go. And then after we have applied the save, we're gonna close the pop-up window. So pop-up save pop-up panel dot set active false, and then we have to remember to tell our camera controller to enable its input again. So camera controller dot instance dot set is tile selection enabled to true. All right, we can just test if this works. There might break here, so we'll need to check. We also need to plug in the apply save button. So down here in this on click event, we're gonna pull in the formation creator into there, and we're gonna talk to the function on apply save button clicked. Okay, and then we can check our formations folder down here and see if we get a new object once we click apply. So I'm just gonna place a few attackers in here, and a king and some defenders, and then I'm gonna click save, and then I'm just gonna click apply save. This is not implemented yet. Apply save, yes. Yeah, I forgot something here. I think I know what that is. I'm just gonna delete the one that was created. we're gonna have to tell this object what its variable is. So new formation dot and then there's a public variable here, spawn positions data equals spawn positions data. Before we save. Place out a few attackers, press save, apply save, and let's see here. Okay, there is some debug that I need to do here. Oh yeah. So this guy needs to be prefixed, or no, not prefixed, suffixed with dot asset. Just check if this works. There we go. Hooray! That's pretty cool. So we managed to save a position here with the two actors, which is this two attackers, and their tiles are 0, 1, 2, 3, correct, and 1 up, and this is on yeah, it's all good. That is working. So I'm just gonna delete this formation because yeah, I think I just need to show you again what happened there, because I might have been a little bit fast. So what happens is that we're saving this instance, the formation instance, we're saving this object into our asset database on this path. So this is assets, data, folder, formation, folder, and then the name of the object here, and then we have to suffix it with the word asset after a point. Then it is registered correctly into the asset database, and these two lines after is needed for to actually save the asset, and also to refresh the Unity editor that you can see it. Other than that, all our code is now working there. So now we're gonna plug in this information, like the actual file name, from an input panel. So first of all, I'm gonna save this code here. I'm gonna pull out the assets / data / formations / I'm gonna pull that one out, and I'm gonna save that as a constant up here. So a private const string file path prefix equals what I just pulled out. Oops, did not be too happy with the copy pasting there. This needs to be next to each other, like so. There we go. And then we can scroll down again and say before this string here, we're gonna say file path prefix plus this information. Let's just check if this works. and it worked. It saved correctly into the correct path, which is good. Okay, cool. Then now we need to have a reference to the input field. I'm gonna header here, and call this UI references, just to separate this information a little bit. So here we're gonna have a public input. Yeah, that's right. We're using Text Mesh Pro, so Unity's default input field will be like input field, like so. But we're using Text Mesh Pro, so we have to use another variable to use that. So public TMP input field, I think it is. Let's just double check. Input field, Text Mesh Pro, the component is input field. Yeah, I think it's correct. TMP underscore input field is a class. And save name input field can be the name of this one. Tooltip it. The input field in UI where we write in the file name of the formation. Cool. And we need to handle this guy a little bit. We're gonna have its own little inspector thing. Let's see here. Yeah, public functions, and we're gonna write public void inspector on input field submit. And I think this takes a string s. So we're just gonna check if we can wire ourselves up to this function from the input field. So on end edit is called. Okay. I think that might be the correct one. So not submit, but inspector on end edit. And there we go. Back to Unity. And on input field here, we're gonna scroll down and say we're gonna hook up a function to the onEndEdit callback, pull in the formation creator, call the function inspector onEndEdit, and it's important that it's up in this part. It needs to be dynamic string, which means that it takes in not something that is predefined, but something that is dynamic, that changes at runtime. So inspector onEndEdit, because see here, the difference is that if I call the one that is under static parameters, you will be able to send in a string here, which we can write predefined, but we need to do this dynamic. So we call the same function in the dynamic string version. There we go. And I'll just write debug.log s inside the inspector onEndEdit information creator. Let's try it out. I just need to see what happens because I don't remember. So we're gonna just click save, and I'm gonna write something, hey, and then I press enter. Yeah, that's correct. So it's the same as submit. I think it was called submit in the old Unity input field. But yeah, it works, and that was the intent. So you have to press enter to actually submit the text. So we're gonna save here the text that we receive from the input field. So private string input save name yeah, save name formation save name, and this is given to us by user. So formation save name equals s, and then down here we're gonna delete this string after here, and we're gonna say save name input field plus, and then we need to add a string here, and we're just gonna write point asset. So this should combine all these strings into one, and then save the asset correctly. So let's try it out, and just to for video's sake, let's just put up the actual formation that is the game formation for Viking Chess Hnefatafl. And we're gonna try to save it. There we go, and only the king left, and he's in the middle. Then we're gonna press save. Then we're gonna write Copenhagen underscore 11 by 11. And we're gonna click apply save. Oh no, it exploded. So yeah, from let's see here, formations, oh, I see. The reason why this happened was that I didn't press enter, I think, and then apply save. No, okay. It really did not like that. Then I need to check what's going on here. Save name input. Oops. Yeah, it's late in the night as well. I tried to send in the field variable of TMP input field, but I was supposed to send in formation save name. Yeah, so formation save name. There we go. Okay, let's do this one more time just to get things right. So we have a square of defenders around the centerpiece. It's called a throne, and one outlier on each midsection. Then you have in total 24 attackers, like so. So the game is asynchronic, but this formation is at least synchronous. But the interesting part of the game also is that both factions have different win conditions. Right? Press enter. and then apply save. Yes, beautiful, finally. So that took a little bit of time to set all of this up, but now we have a full list of different actors, and you can see that the defenders are saved and attackers are saved. So yeah, this starting to look pretty good, and I hope you like this setup, because now we can finally actually start using this formation and spawn these guys based on the formation later, and then you can actually make a game out of it. So thank you for watching so far, and I'll see you in the next one.